I might be live. I'm not sure. Yep, should be live. Let me tweak a few settings here, and then I'll commence the horsing around. Still not used to this live streaming business, so I'm just checking and double checking and triple checking to make sure everything works. I'll get started in a moment. If anyone is already watching, let me know in the chat how my audio is while I go get a drink. Alright, until someone shows up to tell me if my audio is okay, I can't really do anything. So I will just test out this. Okay. Good. And Steve says it sounds good. Why can't you tell me that in the chat here, Steve? Come on. All right, so. Ah, damn it. This streaming stuff is not easy. Okay, screw it. So what I'm doing is, the family went to sleep, and that's when I start tinkering around. So I got this 2012 13-inch MacBook Pro I got it from the recycler, and it just had a sticky on it, said it's dead. So first thing I did is open it up, check the keys. I don't know if you can hear that, but they're crunchy as hell. So I figured this got wet. But I looked up the serial number and I saw that this is for a 2.9 gigahertz model. So I figured if I can revive this board, I'll have a good spare for my own laptop, and I'll have a nice screen if the screen did not get hit with liquid. So I just opened it up and I saw this on the inside. Right there. And when you match that up to the board, and I'm going to try to adjust the camera without messing up the microphone, like so. When you match that liquid spot up to the board, sure enough, there's a nice blob of corrosion there. And I figured, you know what, I'm just going to live stream this, see what happens. Someone else can be bored with me. So let me switch this over. Let's see where we are. There we go. Now, I'm not going to go, this is not a board repair stream. I'm not going to go over the schematics and everything that's wrong with it, and what it is and what it should be. I'm just going to tinker around with this board, see if I can fix it. And if I do, I have a nice spare, see what's what. So my main priority was to figure out if the display is still good. So going over to the display connector, the display where the backlight fuse got annihilated, but the display connector is alright. So checking out the display cable itself, it is clean as a whistle. So I'm hoping that the display on this is still okay, because it'll make a nice spare part. So I'm just trying to move this out the way without squeaky noises. Oh, sorry. There we go. I just started taking this apart when I decided to start streaming. So we're gonna take this board out and see what we find on the other side. And see what kind of parts we can salvage from this. I'm really hoping for a good screen. Hey Bruce! We're gonna be hanging out together while we tinker on our respective projects. I think you're the only one here anyway. Nobody's crazy enough to start watching a stream at this time of night on a weekday. But I changed a few settings in OBS, and I wanna, since we're gonna be doing this anyway, I want to see if it holds up or if it's gonna start dropping frames, stuff like that. So don't feel obligated to stick around. I know you got stuff to do. Sounds pretty good through my phone. You know what? I'll take it. Did you hear about what I'm doing with this Mac, or did you just join now? Alright. Board is out. Let's check out the other side. Actually, let's check out this side first. Just joined. This is a 2012 13-inch MacBook Pro, non-Retina. Sticky keys, so I figured, I got this from the recycler, figured it has liquid damage. I just got it for spare parts. This is a 2.9 gigahertz board, so I'm hoping I can revive this to have a spare, but at the very least I want a good display out of this deal. So, oh god. And I don't know if you can see this on the camera. No, you cannot, and I can't adjust it without tapping the mic. But you got this big block, and Bruce knows this, I'm telling this for anyone watching it later. This block, the camera sits up here, and a whole thing of cables coming out of it. This part of the microscope is now way too heavy for the counterweight on the other side of this. So every time I adjust it, it makes this horrible squeaking noise. I have to balance it out so that to fix that, but I haven't done that yet. Anyway, I'm gonna switch over to scope cam. There we go. And now Bruce can see exactly how horrible my camera is compared to his. So this is going to go pretty fast on the microscope cam, but don't worry, if there's something interesting to see, I will stop and show you. I'm just going through the whole board, checking for stuff like this. That does not look happy. Eesh. Looks like the solder is intact, but yeah, this got hit pretty good. So we're gonna have to take a look at that. Oh, I didn't even see this side yet. There we go. This chip is gonna need to be replaced. This solder joint here is completely gone. So yeah. Yeah, ultrasonic. I'm gonna try. Well, that's no fun. My family went to bed early. We all had a good day, full bellies. They went to sleep. So I just want to tinker around for a few hours. I could toss this in the ultrasonic and be fine, most likely, but there's no fun in that. Let's see. Make this a little there we go. Yeah, it might look fine on your phone, but when I zoom in to the shiny probe points, you get all this flare going in one direction. Something is dirty inside this thing, but I'm waiting on someone to make a video about how to pull one of these microscopes apart and clean it properly. I don't even have to zoom in on this. That got wet. That got wet. Yummy. It's gonna need some work, which is perfect for a Tuesday night where I got nothing better to do anyway. This, of course, is the big blob that we saw on the bottom case. So that'll be fun to clean up as well. All across the top there, it's got it. So that whole area needs to be cleaned up. Oh, we got some liquid damage by the battery connector as well. And under here, between these caps. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Is this the chip we just saw? No, it's not. Ooh, gross. Let me zoom in. And this Looks pretty bad on camera, but this will probably clean up really nice. It's just some surface crud. Like when you see this stuff on live streams and in videos, it looks a lot worse than it is. Yeah, this will clean up nicely. So, and we keep going. We haven't even seen the other side of the board yet. Oh yeah, this whole area here gotta be checked out. I'm gonna put some magic sauce on it, see what we can do. Display connector is alright, so hopefully that means the display is alright. Got some yummy gunk over there. Alright, so this thing is a hot mess. Easy to see why it's no longer working. Let me take the MagSafe off. Take the speaker off. And check out this side of the board. Yeah, liquid made it to this side of the board as well. Doesn't look too bad over here. Might help if I bring it into focus for you. Here we go. CPU didn't get wet. It's got a little bit of crud on it. This thing got soaked pretty good. Let's see, this is the microphone connector. But looks like it didn't make it inside the connector, so might be able to reuse that microphone. Well, we got some more down here. Oh, we might need a trace. Oh no. No trace repair, no pad repair. This is just a probe point. And I think there's plenty of copper in there for continuity. Let me zoom in. Hey GT, what's going on, man? See a little bit of rust here, but plenty of copper left for continuity, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to clean it up a little, but no major rework needed there. So TLDR version for GT who just joined us. 2012 13-inch MacBook Pro, 2.9 gigahertz board, liquid damage. I got it from the recycler. I'm going to try to fix it up so that I have a spare board. And that's about the whole story there. There. So, I'm going to get started with some secret sauce. See what's underneath all that corrosion. Getting ready to go to bed soon, gotta work in the morning. Yeah, me too. Got the next 3 days, I gotta be at the office. So, I figured I can't make it too late. So let me go do something that relaxes me and makes me sleepy. And this is it. This relaxes me. Now I'm not going to do too much talking. This is not going to be an educational stream. It's not going to be very informational either. Like I said, just testing some new settings in OBS, see if the frame rate holds up and if I'm not dropping too many packets. while I try to clean this board. Now I have plenty of donor boards. Oh, my microscope camera froze. Interesting. I hope the stream is still going. Let me restart this. Yeah. Alright. This works. This does not. Well, I guess OBS is not happy. But how do I fix this midstream? Yeah, and my Logitech should still work too, right? It's not the whole thing that froze, is it? Let me check. I can't see it on this screen, but let's see, how do I fix this? No. Yeah, I just did. Let's see, turn it off, switch away from the scene. Alright. A remove scope, yes. Video capture device. USB video device. There. Oh, either my microscope camera just died, or I messed something else up. Well, that's no fun. Damn you. What's going on here? All the cables are good. Yeah, I just unplugged it. Percussive maintenance. There's a little red square that keeps showing up at the top left of my OBS. I have no idea what that is. Alright, 1080, 60 frames per second. Yeah, dude, my camera just totally gave up. Or maybe it's the capture card. Or maybe it's the power adapter. Capture card is still on. Well, I guess that's the end of this stream then. Can I just quit OBS, restart it, and come back to this stream without going offline? Or as soon as I stop streaming here, that's the end of it? Let's see. Video capture device. It's recognizing the capture card, so it's not the capture card. As long as I don't stop it on YouTube. Alright, well, it's worth a shot, I guess. Rational FPS value, simple FPS. Alright, so I'm gonna hit stop streaming, restart OBS, and if I do not come back automatically in 30 seconds, consider this the end of the stream. Unsuccessful test. Wish me luck. I think I'm back. I'm not sure. Yeah, this camera is dead. It's not doing anything. Either that or OBS is just... Let me try a Wirecast. Wirecast. New layer. Video capture. Wirecast does not recognize the capture card. And I removed it from OBS, so it's not in use. Well. That sucks. Well, I think that's the end of the stream, because looking at this, you can't see anything. So, yeah. Different USB port. It goes, yeah, but the card is recognized. Damn it. Alright. Different USB port. Video capture device. USB video device. What? It worked for a second, but it was very pixelated and grainy. So, and I think I broke it again. 1080p, 60 frames per second. USB video device. Come on, dude. Okay, so I'm not gonna mess around with this for too long. Let me turn the camera off, put this thing in a different USB port again. Camera on. Oh, I saw some static on the screen for a second. Okay, so right now it's capturing video, but it's doing so at 720p, which is not what I want. This camera is set to 1080p, so I turn off the preset, set it to 1080, and it just doesn't work. So it has its own power supply, and the video is HDMI. Something is wonky with this camera right now. the only way to reset it if I can see what's in the menu. I have to see the video feed from the camera. I think it's OBS. USB video device. 1 second it works, and suddenly it stops working. Yeah, I've restarted the camera 6 times already. It's not a power issue for that. Wait a second, what is that? Alright. Got one more thing to try if that doesn't work. But as soon as I change USB ports with this, you know what, I'm going to take this out of the PCI card USB and plug it straight into the USB port in the Mac Pro. Maybe it's a PCI card issue. I'm just guessing at this point. I don't know. A video capture device. Yes. Capture device. 1080, 60 FPS, and we're back in business. Okay. It's the PCI card that's messing up. We're back in business. Well, that was a fun little detour. And guess what the brand of that PCI card is? I'll give you one guess. One freaking guess. One should be all you need. Hey Brock. Yes, Brock. OWC. It's a card I had laying around, so I just slapped it in there to test it out. And of course it failed. You know why? Because it's OWC. Alright, so I cleaned all the corrosion off. And this actually looks acceptable enough to test. And for those just joining, this is not a customer board, this is just a personal project. Of course I'm going to replace this resistor, these capacitors, it's all going to get replaced. But tonight I just want to power it up and see if it works. So we got that. That chip needs some cleaning. And with these silver parts you can see it really well. Where are we? See that lens flare or whatever it is going to the top left of all the shiny parts? That's the problem with this camera. Or the lens, or the adapter, or the block, whatever. That's what I need to get rid of. Now I definitely don't expect this to give me a backlight, but I do want it to give me power. Actually That fuse might still work. We're gonna risk it. Moving on. Ooh. That needs a little bit of touching up. Yes, fan spin. Although fan spin doesn't mean much to me, I prefer to hear a chime, which is luckily still possible on these Macs. Dude, this corrosion is still like moist. I don't think the recyclers had this very long. Alright. A little bit of sauce. To eat away that corrosion. There. I'll let that soak for a second. And move on. There's a little bit of corrosion down there too, so put some sauce on it and move on. Now, like Bruce mentioned earlier, it's easy to just toss this in the ultrasonic cleaner, see what happens, but yeah, there's no fun in that. I mean, when I'm doing this for a client, I need to get it done as soon as possible to keep the cost down. But when I'm just tinkering with my own stuff, I like to play around. So what we're doing right now is just covering all the corroded areas in secret sauce. Let it work on that corrosion while we check out the rest of the board. No good stuff today at work. Yeah, PC crap is not worth saving. This is a 13-inch 2012 Brock. Liquid damage, no power. But it is a 2.9 gigahertz, so I do want to try to save it for my personal collection of spare parts. Alright, circle back to this first one over here. Now this doesn't look like much on camera, I'll give you that, but this sauce is extremely effective in getting rid of most corrosion. Okay, and before the stuff dries up, now we're going to go back and wash all this stuff away with alcohol and see what's left to work with. Now, this board is going to look nasty until I ultrasonic it, so don't judge me by how nasty this board is going to look. That did a good job. Yeah, the alcohol is making the lens flare even worse on the camera, but it'll dry up in a minute and then you can see the difference. Now with this Q-tip I am being pretty rough because I want to see which parts come off the board. If a Q-tip with a little bit of force is enough to knock something off the board, it had to be replaced either way. If it stays put, then maybe just a little dab of fresh solder will be enough to at least get this back to life again. You a nasty board, you damn right. Alright, what else did I put sauce on? I think that's it. So that took care of most of the sauce. And now it's pretty straightforward. It's brute force, big ass brush, lots of alcohol, and just go to town on that entire area. We just put sauce on. Now, normal people buy an ultrasonic cleaner so they don't have to do this. I enjoy doing it. Keeps freezing. Oh, there we go. Dropped frames, 1150. Yeah, boy, we're doing good. It's not like I'm doing anything meaningful anyway, so you're not missing much. Don't worry. This stream will probably be done in about 15 minutes or so. Alright. This is actually looking really nice. Now, did this chip come back? Let me see. Alright, GT, thank you for hanging out, brother. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Maciac Day. So we got a little bit of oxidation, but the solder is still intact. This probe point is just gone, but it's not leading anywhere else, so I'm not worried about it. I think this chip will be fit for duty. Testing wise, that is. Let's check out the rest of this board. See that right there is the SMC, where you never want to see liquid, and luckily that got spared. So, oh, got a little bit of green crap around that chip. So, apply sauce, let it soak for a minute, move on. I'm probably going to be missing some spots because I'm not being meticulous at all with this. Again, I'm not being paid to fix this, so screw it. Just going to horse around, figure it out. Let's see. Oh, what is that? I think that's the keyboard backlight connector. Got a little wet too, so let's put some sauce in there. Anything else here? Oh, right, I forgot about you. Steve went live? Steve went live? Asshole. Someone tell him he's a prick for going live while I'm live. I do it, but I'm live. Everybody that's currently watching this, go watch Steve. It's undoubtedly more interesting than this. Actually, I might turn off my own stream to go watch Steve. But still, he's a prick for going live while I'm live. Anyway, we have sauced all the appropriate areas. I'm going to apply some alcohol, brush it down, and then I'm going to do a quick power test, see what happens. If I get a light on the charger, I'm making progress. If there's no light on the charger, then we should all go and hang out with Steve. Asshole. Actually, he probably forgot to put Do Not Disturb on. So I should call him right now and yell at him for being live. I don't think he would answer though. Yeah, give me a minute to wrap this up. We're gonna do a quick power test and then go join Steve. Because I already lost about 7,000 frames, so this thing is falling apart anyway. Alright, that's all the alcohol. Now we take the brush. Alright, I think the other side of the board was okay, except for one capacitor next to this coil. Yeah, that doesn't look very happy. So I don't want to put too much sauce in there, because then I can't clean it off properly. So just getting rid of the corrosion, and if we scrape at this capacitor over here, actually, over here, see, there's plenty of good silver under there. So that's just oxidation. This capacitor is likely just fine. So then we had something going on by the microphone cable, and down here we're gonna do the same thing, just get rid of that crud without putting any sauce on. Actually, that chip down there is that leg is totally gone, so I definitely have to get in there. Well, we're not doing that now. This is nasty, dude. Just make sure nothing is shorting anything out in here. I don't even know what this crap is. This much green is usually, or this green bluish stuff is usually soda or wine. But depending on where you live, or where this person lived when this happened, it could be regular tap water. Like, make no mistake, there's an incredible amount of stuff in tap water that you don't want to know anything about. Whew, those probe points are gone. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is mute my microphone, use some compressed air to clean this out, and then we're going to test it. All right. Whoa. Switch the scene over. Connect the MagSafe. I'm up to 10,000 drop frames. We're doing very well here. Get the charger. Fire on the power supply. And will we get a light? no light, but it is drawing 200 amps, whereas before it was only drawing 20. So we made some progress. I know that the adapter sense circuit got hit too, so I gotta fix that. And yeah, I got lead, fluoride, aluminum. There's a website called AWG or EWG. You can put in your zip code and check the official water testing reports in your area, and it's disgusting. So some progress. No fan spin though, no light. Actually, the one thing I didn't check out is the MagSafe board itself. Did that get hit? Nah. So this OBS test is a fail. I dropped over 10,000 frames with these new settings, so I'm gonna tweak that and put it back to what it used to be. Do another live stream soon. I don't even have a working board to show for it, but then again I didn't really fix anything. I just brushed away the corrosion. I have to get the schematics out, go through this board like I would any other, and actually fix it. So I'm gonna quit OBS, yell at Steve, and then join his stream to watch him do his thing. So Brock and Bruce, thank you for hanging out, and come join me at Steve's stream, see what he's up to. See you, dudes.